If you are tired of clicking on entry-level remote jobs that secretly want 3 years of experience and a perfect resume, you are not alone. Especially if you're changing careers, moving countries, or coming back to work after a break. Traditional advice like just network or climb the ladder feels impossible. It feels like there is a wall between you and a steady paycheck, and you don't have the key. But what if you could step into remote work through roles that are actually built for beginners? I'm talking about companies that pay you to learn on the job. It's not a dream, and it's not a scam. There are real teams hiring right now based on your willingness to learn and your reliability, not a long list of past job titles. In this video, I'm walking you through 5 specific remote jobs that come with structured paid training. I'll break down what the work actually feels like day to day, the realistic pay, and exactly where to look. We are going to focus on roles that respect your need for a quieter environment. Let's dive in. Let me be very clear up front. When I say paid training, I don't mean a quick 2-hour orientation video where they wish you luck and throw you to the wolves. I'm talking about specific roles where the company invests weeks, sometimes months, into teaching you the systems you need before you ever handle a real task solo. This is crucial because it removes that paralyzing imposter syndrome of, am I qualified for this? If they hire you, their training program is designed to make you qualified. It shifts the pressure off your past history and onto your future potential. Why do companies do this? It's simple economics. For the jobs we are discussing today, it is cheaper for them to hire a reliable, logical person and teach them the software than it is to hunt for a unicorn candidate who already knows everything. They are betting on you. We'll start with the most structured path for stability, perfect if you're leaving retail or service work. Then we'll move step by step toward the highest steady pay roles. I'll also show the quiet factor so you can see what fits you best. Quick note, some roles are global while others depend on location or licensing. Always check the company listing for eligibility in your country. The first role we're looking at is a remote claims processor trainee. If you are looking for stability, benefits, and a clear career path without the chaos of a startup, this is where you start. The quiet factor. This role is process-driven work. It's generally low on surprise meetings because you have a queue of claims, a set of rules, and you work through them one by one. While you might have to make phone calls to verify information, it is absolutely not sales. You aren't trying to convince anyone of anything. You're just gathering facts to solve a puzzle. The interactions are structured and purposeful. What you'll do. In this role, you act as a detective for insurance companies. When someone files a claim, maybe for a minor car accident or property damage, your job is to review the policy, look at the photos or documents submitted, and determine if the claim is valid. Your morning might look like this. You log in, open a file for a dented bumper, review the photos the customer uploaded, check their policy coverage to see if they have collision insurance, and then approve the payment for the repair shop. It is logical, linear work. The reason this is perfect for career changers is the training structure. Large insurance carriers like Progressive, Geico, or the Hartford often hire trainees specifically. They bring you into a program that can last anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks. During this time, you are a full-time employee getting paid to study their policies. In many cases, they even pay you to study for and pass your state licensing exam. They are literally paying you to build a credential that you can keep for the rest of your career. Here's the pay. In 2026, trainee roles start around $45,000 to $55,000 a year, with a bump after training and licensing. This role fits if you're detail-oriented, logical, and prefer clear step-by-step work. Search Claims Trainee or Adjuster Trainee on insurance career pages. The trade-off is structure, but you gain stability, benefits, and a real career path. Next up, let's look at the healthcare sector. Instead of starting with the title, let's talk about the environment, because this is arguably the quietest job on the entire list. Imagine a workday where your primary interaction is with an audio file, not a live person. If you have an interest in medicine but no degree, or if you're returning to the workforce and want flexible hours, look into becoming a remote medical scribe, specifically an asynchronous one. In this role, you are not on live video calls with patients. You aren't rushing to keep up with a live conversation. Instead, a doctor records their patient interactions during the day. You receive those audio files later, listen to them, and type the relevant medical information into the patient's electronic chart. Your day consists of logging into a secure portal, putting on your headphones, and turning conversations into structured data. You'll document symptoms, diagnoses, and treatment plans. It is solitary, focused work that lets you pause, rewind, and double-check your spelling without anyone breathing down your neck. Now you might be thinking, I don't know what myocardial infarction means. That's where the paid training comes in. Companies like Acuity Solutions or Scribe America provide extensive training programs. They don't expect you to know medical Latin on day one. They pay you to take their courses, learn the charting software, and master the vocabulary before they ever let you touch a real patient file. Pay range. Expect $15 to $20 per hour to start. Think of this role like paid training that can lead into medical coding, which pays more and stays very quiet. Green flag if you're a fast, accurate typist, you can focus while listening, and you enjoy working independently without someone hovering. Where to look? Search Telescribe, Virtual Scribe, or Medical Scribe on Indeed or LinkedIn, and double-check the company's official site to avoid scams. The trade-off is pacing. Doctors talk fast. But if you like focused, headset-on work where you can pause and double-check details, this fits extremely well. Now, I promise we talk about tech. You might think you need to code to work in AI, but that's not true. Companies need humans to teach AI how to be accurate. This role is often called an AI data specialist or data annotator. The quiet factor. This is pure keyboard work. No phones, no Zoom meetings, just you, a set of guidelines, and a screen. It is incredibly quiet. What you'll do. You are essentially grading the AI's homework. You might be given 2 different responses written by an AI chatbot and asked to choose which one is better based on accuracy and tone. Or you might be asked to write a sample response to a prompt to show the AI how a human would answer. This is often called reinforcement learning from human feedback. Training for this role works a little differently. Instead of long onboarding, you're usually paid to complete a qualification test or a short set of onboarding tasks. Once you pass, you learn each project's guidelines while you're actively earning. Pay depends on your background. Most general writing roles pay around $20 to $25 per hour, while specialized tracks like coding, law, or science can pay $40 per hour or more. This role is a strong fit if you're detail-oriented, comfortable with grammar, and able to fact-check information and follow very specific instructions. You can find these roles on platforms like Outlier, dataannotation.tech, or RWS. The trade-off is stability. This work is usually contract-based, so hours can fluctuate. But if you value flexibility, being able to work early mornings, late nights, or around other... If you are a people person, but you're tired of the high pressure of sales or the chaos of retail, look at customer success associate roles for software companies. The quiet factor. Wait, isn't customer service loud? It can be, but customer success in the tech world is different. It's often focused on email, chat, and scheduled check-ins rather than an endless ringing phone. You are helping existing customers use a product they already bought, not cold calling strangers. What you'll do. You become the expert on a specific software product. When a user gets stuck, they email you. You troubleshoot their issue, maybe send them a help article, or walk them through a feature. Because every software is different, companies have to train you. You cannot do this job without knowing their product. So the first 2 to 4 weeks are almost always dedicated paid training where you learn the software inside and out. Customer success pays more than general support. Entry-level roles in 2026 typically range from $50,000 to $60,000 per year. This role is a great fit if you're the person others turn to for tech help. You're patient, and you can explain things clearly without getting frustrated. When searching, look for titles like Customer Success Specialist, Product Support Specialist, or Client Experience Associate, especially at smaller tech companies or startups that prefer to hire for personality and train for skill. The trade-off is responsibility. You're on the front lines when something breaks, so you'll need a bit of thick skin. But compared to a call center, the workload is lower, the interactions are more professional, and the pay is significantly better. And one of the jobs near the end is the one that tends to pay the most consistently, but it's also the most strict regarding standards. So stay with me for this one. Digital Accessibility Tester. The quiet factor. This is highly technical, methodical, quiet work. You are testing websites and apps to make sure people with disabilities can use them. What you'll do. You might use a screen reader to listen to a website to see if the descriptions make sense for a blind user. You might try to navigate a whole site using only a keyboard to ensure someone with motor impairments can use it. Companies like Fable or specialized QA firms often hire people with disabilities specifically for these roles, or they hire testers and put them through rigorous certification training on accessibility guidelines. They pay you to learn these international standards because they are legally required for many businesses. Digital accessibility testing pays well because it's a specialized skill. Entry-level testers typically earn $25 to $35 per hour, and certified specialists can make $60,000 or more per year. This role is a strong fit if you care about inclusion, notice small details others miss, and are willing to learn how websites are built and tested. You can find these roles by searching for Accessibility Quality Assurance or Accessibility Tester, or by checking agencies like Applause or Fable. The trade-off is the learning curve. Accessibility standards are strict, and there's a right and wrong way to test each element. Which of these 5 quiet jobs fits you best right now? Claims for stability, medical scribing for focus, AI data for flexibility, customer success for people-focused work without phones, accessibility testing for impact. If you want a step-by-step deep dive on any one of these jobs, tell me which one in the comments. And if you're serious about landing a remote job, watch the next video breaking down remote data entry jobs with 0 phone calls that hire globally.